guys, so I wanted to sit down and finally make another pregnancy update. I am just about 22 weeks. I had a doctor's appointment last week, and I know I said I was going to update like whenever I had an appointment, but it has just been, last week was so crazy. I just did not have time to sit down and do a video. So here we are getting it done today. So really the last month has been going pretty well. I did have my anatomy scan and that was perfect. And if you saw our video, it is a girl, so we're very, very excited. The past few weeks, she's been super active. I would say this past week she's been the most active. A lot of kicking. Yesterday, every kick was able to be felt on the outside, so she's definitely strong enough now for that. One of them we actually saw. My belly did move when she kicked, so she's definitely getting a lot stronger. She's very low, which is fine. I asked my doctor last week because I was, sorry, allergies. It's raining today. My allergies have been crazy. I did ask about it because I was like, you know, she seems really, really low. Like, I'm very uncomfortable. And she said usually by the third baby, they can be low. And she said that, yeah, she is very low, but not to be concerned. She told me to wear a belly, like a belly support. So I have one. I've noticed the past week I've had to wear it a lot more. The past 2 days I've actually worn it all day, which has been helpful because I noticed it was Friday. No, it was actually Wednesday last week. I went grocery shopping and I went to several stores, and by the time I was done, it had been about 2 hours and I was in so much pain. I was so uncomfortable, and it wasn't my back, it was my stomach, and I couldn't figure out why at first. I'm like, one would think my back would hurt. And I'm like, why didn't I have this problem when I was pregnant with Robert? Because I was carrying Jeffrey around all day because he was still a baby. And my husband, I think he got it right. It's because I'm not using my core as much. You know, with Jeffrey, you know, when I was pregnant with Robert, obviously I was carrying Jeffrey around all day long. So my core was constantly, you know, my abs were always being engaged all the time. And now I'm not lifting. The boys are, you know, the boys are almost 40 pounds each. So I do not pick them up. So I think that's why I'm very cautious about not lifting, just because I've been told not to lift. So I think it's just my muscles are stretched. I've noticed a lot of muscle stretching the past few weeks, so it's been uncomfortable, but the band is helping. Definitely so glad I purchased it. I almost didn't. I purchased it actually pretty soon into my pregnancy because I had thrown my back out. And I used it a couple times when my back was hurting. Never thought I'd need it because my belly was actually the problem. But anyways, that's been going well. I haven't gotten sick, I think, in almost 8 weeks now. I almost did this morning. I don't know if it was because I was cleaning and I didn't eat. I hadn't eaten in like 3 hours, which I know some people are going, you could go longer than that. My body, I need to eat a little. I'm only eating small meals. And I need to eat every couple of hours, so I probably should have eaten before I started cleaning. So I stopped and ate and then continued cleaning, and then all of a sudden I was like really nauseous. And I did dry heave, but I didn't throw up. So I was like, that was weird. Like, I haven't had that in so long. Certain foods are still bothering me. I had made pulled pork for sandwiches last night, and I couldn't eat it. It was I've noticed pork in general this pregnancy, I can't eat. So which is fine. Other than that, my appetite is much better. I still have lost more weight. I am now, I think I'm still hovering at like 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds I've lost since finding out I was pregnant. I did ask my doctor about it because I was like, shouldn't I start gaining at this point? And she said not to be concerned. I am overweight to start off with, so it could just be that. She also said because I do have the gestational diabetes, I am, you know, obviously watching what I eat to a degree. I actually am not watching it as, you know, somebody who maybe never had it before. Because I had it with Jeffrey, I kind of knew what to do. So I've been watching what I eat, and because I'm not hungry very often and I'm having small meals, I'm not like binging. I'm not really craving anything. So I'm not eating as much. So that could be why too. She doesn't expect me to lose much more. I'll probably start gaining soon, or I might just hover. So we'll see, but everything's going good. Baby is growing perfectly. She's the perfect size for where she is. I think she still was measuring like 4 days bigger than what I am, which is fine because I think she was doing that right from the beginning too. And when we went in and had our first scan, measuring like 4 days more, which is fine. The anatomy scan actually was really great. I enjoyed the doctor we had. At first he was kind of weird, and when Ed and I both looked at each other like, I don't know about this. But then he's very informative. He actually had a lot of insight for us about my past pregnancies and what probably caused Jeffrey to come. Well, we know what caused Jeffrey to come so early. It was the preeclampsia, but because my preeclampsia started at 31 weeks, and that's when I was considered in preterm labor because I was dilating. I forget, they did like some swab that says that you're in preterm labor or whatever. He said that it was probably considered preterm labor because of the preeclampsia, because when you have preeclampsia, your body naturally wants to deliver the baby. So your body starts to deliver. That's why you start dilating. And that's why my contractions were so consistent and strong. But he told me that because he really thinks that was because of the preeclampsia. With Robert, I did take the shots so that I would not dilate early. I still did. I started dilating at like 34 weeks, but I was still only like 1 centimeter. I didn't have Robert until 37 weeks. And again, he was induced because of the blood pressure. But this doctor really, he had so much important things to say. He said that he didn't think that I needed to take the shots this time, which I had not started them yet. We were fighting with my insurance about it. They wanted information from the hospital where I had delivered the boys, which obviously is not where we are living now. So, you know, we had to get all that paperwork for them. And it was funny, like a week after my anatomy scan, I got the approval for the medication, of course, but I am not taking it I'm not taking the shots as of right now. He says that he does not think I need to have the shots because one of the things that the shots do is, yes, makes your cervix not open, but it also makes sure your cervix doesn't get shorter too early. And he says as long as mine was is right where it should be, and I have to go back actually on Friday and have a follow-up just to check the length, and as long as the length is not changed, I don't have to start the shots. And he said if anything he might suggest suppositories, progesterone suppositories, but he says he doesn't even think that's going to happen. He thinks that the reason I'm considered high risk for that is because Jeffrey came early, but because it was the preeclampsia, he's not concerned, which made me feel really good. And even my doctors were really happy with that, because not that the shots are bad. I mean, they are uncomfortable because I have to do it once a week, but they're not horrible. But it's like, why do it if we don't need to? And that was one of the reasons they wanted me to see this high risk doctor, was to see if either A, he wanted to add something to our, to my plan for right now, or subtract anything. And I'm so glad we went and saw him. He made us feel so better. He made me feel like I'm not going to have a preterm baby, which is not how I felt with Robert. I really thought he was going to come early like Jeffrey, because no doctor ever told me differently. They kept telling me he was probably going to come early. So I must say I am so much more confident that we are going to make it to at least 37 weeks, if not longer. I think I might have said in my last video, we will not be going past 39 weeks because of my past pregnancies. I am still considered a high risk. I still have the gestational diabetes. The preeclampsia could still come. My blood pressure is fine right now, which is great, but it's usually towards the end when it gets worse. But they actually, because any high risk pregnancy at 39 weeks gets induced. You just pick a day to be induced. So, which is kind of nice. So I know I'm not going to be going to my due date. So if I make it that far, so I'm not really concerned. I'm not concerned about her coming before 37 weeks unless my blood pressure starts to get high, which I hope not. But she is growing great. She is, like I said, very active. She's been kind of tired this morning, but I think it's because I've been cleaning and I've been like on my feet all morning, and it's like almost 11 now. So normally around this time is when I usually slow down and sit. I'm sure once I get on the couch, she's going to go crazy. But yeah, other than that, I really don't have any more, I don't have morning sickness at all. My appetite is back. I'm still not eating a ton, which is fine. Like I said, I am uncomfortable because everything's shifting now. Other than that, I'm really doing well. It's been really, really nice. This past month has been much, much better. I'm sorry, I've got a little belchy today. But anyways, other than that, I've been doing really well. We're just kind of all preparing for her and kind of just enjoying it right now because summer is going to be here, and I know I'm going to be like really complaining about the heat because I already am somewhat, but it's not too bad. So hopefully everything keeps going smoothly, and I'll update you guys next month.